In a world never before seen. Oh wait, did I get the wrong video? Today, I will be talking about a beautiful state in America, better known as New Mexico, the land of enchantment. We will be focusing on Albuquerque, New Mexico, a city quickly expanding, a city myself and others call home, a city full of love, laughter, diversity, and unity, where the busy streets are filled with people of all social class, a city where families should be proud to raise their children. Albuquerque is a city full of wonder, full of brilliant colors and radiant smiles. And the night lights fill the night skies. Everywhere you go, you're bound to have a show. Albuquerque is a city where its people fill the streets with joy. As I further look at this picture, I begin to question, how can New Mexico minimize the number of homeless? As I take a look at this chart from year 2023, why are there over 3,500 people unhoused, and more than 50% are from Albuquerque? As we take a look at this chart for comparison to year 2024, where we see a huge incline of people experiencing homelessness, 4,500 people living on the street. If my town is so great, why are our streets covered with humans? Residents of New Mexico should start generating a plan to help prevent the cause from further expanding. It's time to take action now. Residents of New Mexico can do so by donating to organizations that help people who are living on the streets. Organizations such as Housing New Mexico MFA, Albuquerque Healthcare for the Homeless, Joy Junction, and there's many more. Residents can start offering warm meals to those living on the streets. They can also create winter kits with basic necessities to help many people who are living on the streets out of the comfort of their own cars. As I take a dive into this research, I decided I needed to ask people who are experiencing homelessness how they can best be helped. I needed to know how they felt. I wanted to hear their voice. So with that being said, I rolled up my socks, grabbed my keys, and left my house. Threw on some shades and decided let's go find some answers. So I headed straight for Albuquerque's downtown and started walking around. This is when I found the most gentle, strong, and full of hope woman who chose to stay anonymous.
But since I've been here, it has been a very, very good help, very good assistance. And I have been surviving as well as I can survive. And I would not be surviving as well as I am in the way that I am had it not been for the facilities that have been set up here. One way that I can be helped is by being treated with respect by others and accepted as an unofficial policewoman who is equal to everyone else and treated at least as good as a regular citizen. Well, I have been homeless basically for a number of years as far as having one stable residence. I have had different jobs, and like I said, one of my experiences has been that of not necessarily being treated fairly on all jobs. Having lost them and filing charges and having subsequently experienced homelessness.
With this information, I began to think, what a reason people end up homeless. She says she had a job. Where did she go wrong? I looked up reasons people could end up homeless. That's when I came across an article written by Chris, no last name sadly. In 2018, Chris wrote an article on 10 reasons why people could end up homeless. Chris had previously experienced homelessness and was able to utilize his personal experiences and encounters with others to narrow down the reasons people could end up homeless. He names mismanagement of money, drug and alcohol abuse, and stated that several stay out simply for the experience. However, I needed more. My research led me to an article written by Libby named The Other Americans, published in 2025, where he discusses the systematic issues found in America which lead people to homelessness. Libby utilizes the book There Is No Place for Us, published by Brian Goldstone. He uses stories from the book that demonstrate how hardworking Americans are losing their homes due to house fires, evictions, and some simply due to unfair landlords. This article demonstrated the daily struggles of Americans, hard-working Americans, who lose their homes due to housing systematic issues. These are all causes that can happen to anyone. We have stopped listening to them. Will it end? Or will we all be forced to be out there one day? I then encountered someone who wanted to stay completely anonymous.
How do you think we can help minimize the amount of homelessness in America?
Price controls on food, rent, well, many things. One thing was after paying my rent every month for 10 years, they just stopped fixing my place. I've been sexually harassed or assaulted, depending on who you ask. I've been groped at a grocery store. And people are just overlooking these things, including the police. And
Do you feel like New Mexico as a state does a good job of helping you guys and providing?
it does a better job, but not good enough yet.
How do you think we could best make it more efficient for you guys?
That would be the things I said.
Have we become completely desensitized to the subject? My next question became clear. Do people even care if others are sleeping on the streets? That's when I came across an article named Our Brains Dehumanize Homeless People by Lasana, in which showcased studies that proved the human brain intentionally lacks empathy for people experiencing homelessness. People will ignore people experiencing homelessness as a coping mechanism. It's not feeling incompetent. Feeling incompetent and not being able to provide more for someone in need. How else can I help is the question. This article claims that people who actually spend time with other people experiencing homelessness will restore their hope and typically guide them to getting better. This is where I encounter Ollie. He's an awesome, full of life, spontaneous man who shares his story.
What boils down here is a lack of compassion.
Oh, yes.
I think is a big part of what that is. And you end up with kind of like a lower shift of everybody thumbing through this $12 to $18 an hour range where money's not really stacking up. It spends right to the end of the check. Every single little time you get a check, it's like, bing, done.
Eviction Lab is a filing count app demonstrating the amount of evictions for year 2025, and the number is only going up. People are getting evicted even while paying. They're not being fairly treated by their landlords or being cheated out of their homes. The rent prices have gone up 8% year to year, further pushing people who make $14 an hour into poverty. These people had dreams and goals.
When you were a child, what did you see yourself as an adult?
A nurse.
The system has failed these people. Will it fail us next? 3 out of the many people experiencing homelessness were evicted. How can we minimize the amount of homelessness in Albuquerque if we keep evicting our people? Even with all this information, we can talk about the pros of New Mexico. New Mexico has homeless shelters such as Joy Junction and Gateway. These homeless shelters can reach capacities of up to 500 people. There are places to donate, places to interact with people experiencing homelessness. Albuquerque, New Mexico has done a great job of listening, acknowledging, trying to take action, and following up on the situation. Code 7 News has best helped present the situation and offer solutions. Presenting reporter Kaylin Norwood, who reported homeless shelters have been close to near reaching capacity during chilly nights, demonstrating the severity of the situation. Several people are out on the streets. Kaylin introduces Ronny Crespin, a homeless man who states thankfully there was a nice place to go, versus introducing Sarah Cordova, a homeless woman who avoids homeless shelters due to personal reasons, who states, no, I don't really care much for shelters. This allows us, the audience, to see how some people will deny the help and others will gracefully accept it. Even by including someone who doesn't want the help, Norwood introduced and demonstrated the importance of unity and how eventually we'll begin to see real growth. Finally, reporter Andres Valles, who presents resources on how to stay warm during heavy winters. He offers solutions by providing contacts to get help during heavy winter storms, provides locations to shelters for anybody in need, and even gives the times and locations to bus drop-offs and pickup times. Andres introduces Alma Reynolds, a worker for Joy Junction, who has a food truck full of donated warm clothes for anybody in need. They also have food that they hand out to people that they see out on the streets. If you are someone who ignores or dehumanizes people experiencing homelessness, I invite you. I invite you to be more empathetic. Come on, turn it on. There you go. I encourage you to donate your sweaters or any clothing you may no longer want or need. I invite you to share a meal with someone on the streets. I sat down and ate a meal with Ollie, and I'll never forget how he thanked me for my time. My time. We need to bring back hope. They want to be treated like humans as well. We can offer them our time. They'll be more than thankful for that.